Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon White 2. I'm your host, the PokeGamer. In the last episode, we headed up to the Flossy Ranch to deliver the second town map that we had. We also caught our second team member, Riolu, which off screen I did get a better nature, and I also did level it up. Luckily, I did get a jolly nature. Took a couple tries, a couple reloading my save and everything, just to kind of make sure, everything was whatever. We also kind of found a Team Plasma asshole messing around with one of the herdiers for the Flossy Ranch. So yeah, we also did the older stuff and met that metal person. And by metal, I mean like one of those pendant thing, not metal, but metal. I don't know. Some people seem to have a hard time understanding some of the similar words like that. I've had a few friends of mine do that kind of crap on Skype as of late. Anyways, obviously Alder's not done kind of following us around, insisting on pushing more shit on us as well as giving us random crap. So another thing I feel like talking about here in this episode, even though it's not about Pokemon, is how retarded YouTube really is. I mean, it's absolutely great. For some reason, well, it's not just YouTube, because obviously YouTube's part of Google. I go to log into this channel, the PokeGamer. I go to log into this channel. There was an issue signing into your YouTube. Troubleshoot here. Well, okay, I've done the troubleshoot thing. It recommends that I clear my cookies, okay, the first thing it suggests is to enable cookies. Then the thing it tells me is to clear my cache and cookies. So I do that. Still nothing. Then it suggests that I disable any extensions that I happen to have on my browser. So I proceed to disable all of them because, it says to do that, and if it works, then you should check each extension one by one to determine which one's causing a problem. All these extensions that I normally run, I never have any problems with, so that wasn't the problem either. So it recommends trying a different browser. Well, yeah, I've done that. I've tried Internet Explorer. I've also tried in the incognito window. Incognito works. Internet Explorer works. I'm pretty sure that if I decided to download Firefox for 5 seconds to see if I could log into my fucking YouTube, it would probably work too. So what I don't really get is why can I log in under Google Incognito windows, but not the actual Google Chrome? Aren't you both basically the same fucking thing? Like, I don't fucking get it. So, I mean, YouTube is just fucking stupid. Google is just fucking stupid. You may be watching this video right now, Mr. or Mrs. Google representative. I really don't care. Fix your shit. And stop messing with it, too, while you're at it. Because, like, for real, I'm sure that everyone's in agreement whenever I say something like, oh, well, here they go again, they're changing YouTube because they feel like they need to add some little doodad. Example, the Creator Studio crap. You know how in the top right corner, how you have your little icon and how you used to be able to click it? And there would be things like YouTube settings, video manager, stuff like that. Yeah, now you have just the Creator Studio. You don't have anything else. You have every other channel that you happen to be logged into and the Creator Studio. You can't just click a little drop down that you can just quickly access your video manager, which is, by the way, your uploaded videos. So if you want to check your, if you've got any new views, or if you need to quickly edit a video, like its settings or something, you can't do that anymore. You have to fight just to get to it. What is this? Like, are you going backwards? Like, are you seriously trying to make everyone, pissed at you? Stop editing YouTube. Stop being Google, basically. Like, everything doesn't have to change. The way it was before the whole Creator Studio crap, quote unquote, it was fine. I was perfectly content with that. I don't know about everyone else. Did you actually enjoy the fact that they changed it over to make things even more complicated for everyone? I'm pretty sure you didn't. Or at least a good majority of you didn't. I don't know anyone that uses that whole Creator Studio crap, which is basically just your fucking dashboard, which, by the way, I think it's still considered the dashboard when you actually click it. It just calls it the dashboard. And for some reason they decided to call it the Creator Studio in the little drop-down thing. I don't know. All I know is, YouTube, please stop being stupid. Google, please stop being stupid. Anyways, I'm sure that you can already tell the first gym leader here has obviously been just newly appointed, and the new gym leader happens to be Cheren. Yay! Old rivals early game. Not to mention the fact that you actually face the first gym leader this early in the game. Like, this is really, really early. We're literally on the 3rd episode, and gym leader. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, I suppose that Black and White 1 was kind of close to that. I think we got to the first gym leader within the first 6 or 7 episodes, but this is pretty fast. Now, the reason for this is because there's a lot more story-related crap in this game that we can go through, which means being able to do things and get through to like a more important part of the game. They kind of want to help you get there a little bit faster, to kind of make up for the increased amount of crap that you go through in the game. There is a lot. We will be covering a lot in this game, so I mean, something to kind of look forward to. But yeah, so I mean, it's kind of crazy that they're giving us a gym leader battle this early on. And I mean, if you're not playing as slow as me going through the Let's Play, like if you're just going not caring about nature, not caring about your levels or whatever, you just go whatever YOLO, you'd probably be here in about 30 minutes tops, which means somewhere around the end of last episode, considering my episodes tend to be anywhere between 15 and 16 minutes long. But yeah. So, as I also mentioned in the last episode, or the episode before last, or in both, Riolu happens to be one of the most dominating Pokemon in this game because of, Lucario. But at the same time, Force Palm is a very, very good move to have early game, as you've obviously seen. I mean, being able to take everything on one shot is always super effective. I mean, even I don't have enough Animals in nature, and it still does just enough. Like, it does perfectly enough. Not to mention that I'm getting decent experience here. Probably because of all the focus on over the past, like day and a half, because of the levels. But, yeah. So, here's another cool thing about these games. I don't think this was in the last game. Whenever you get to the gym leader's very last Pokemon, you get some really cool, very dramatic music, and I absolutely love this music. It's really great. When I first played through Black and White 2, I had this sudden rush that, me and my Pokemon, like, I was in the game with the Pokemon and I was actually like, we're gonna win this. I know we're gonna win this. Like, it's just because of that music, it kind of gives you that extra energy. It's like, yeah, you're going to win. You know you can win. Of course, even if like that last Pokemon starts sweeping you and eventually you lose, like that music will still be there. But I mean, it kind of adds a bit of hype to the battles, which is really cool. In a way, I feel like that kind of music should have been more like the actual music rather than the winning music. But I mean, whatever, it's fine. It's still part of the game. It's really cool. Don't really know what else to say about it. Anyways, the second that we walk out of here, we are interrupted by Bianca, who decides to talk about our gym leader battle, and finds out that we obviously won. So she decides to give us a TM, which is the TM for return. This TM, in some games, you tend to get very, very early on. I mean, it's a really good TM. It's a good physical move. It's something that I might actually give Riolu, maybe not this episode, but probably next episode. Good physical move, and it's good for anything that needs to be happy, and of course Riolu needs to be happy in order to evolve into a Lucario. So I mean, and conveniently we get a call from Professor Juniper, who decides to talk about how we receive the Pokédex and all that other crap, and how we get to know Pokemon better and all that other crap. And then of course Bianca decides to get her 2 cents in, talks to Juniper. Same with Cheren. That's basically all this is really going to be, of course. I think this is our first time using the X-Transceiver or the Cross-Transceiver in this game. Either way, it's still a thing, I guess. I don't really like the idea of using that for actual discussion with people, because 3DS camera is terrible for the most part, and on top of that the mic is pretty bad too. Like, it was always choppy, it just was bad. I mean, I guess if you could somehow use one of those, you know, tiny mics that you could plug into your headset ports and like your computer or whatever, if you could use one of those for your 3DS, that'd be kind of cool. But you can't, so oh well. Anyways, we get a few other things in this portion of the game as well. We get our sea gear finally, which has been updated. It's no longer like a tiny little square. It's kind of a more circular thing. It's also, I think, the entire screen. I think the last generation, it was an entire screen or whatever. This is more entire screen than the last one. Not that it matters. Online services have been shut down for Generation 5 and earlier games, at least when it comes to Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter all that much. It is kind of pretty though. Some of my friends that I know have used things like Pokegen to edit their Sea Gear thing as well to something cool, just because, you know, they can't get them. Examples would be, I think, the black and white Kyurems. They were, I think, OCG, Japanese only Sea Gear skins that the English players never had the opportunity to get. And I guess we need to heal because, you know, 4 Force Bombs through an entire area is probably not going to be enough to get through said next area, so yeah. Also, remember how I was talking about the metal guy? Well, he's kind of right there here in the Pokemon Center. He is here to reward us with however many medals he decides to give us, because we accomplished some things, whether we knew about them or not, through the tip medals that he gave us. So he's going to give us, I think, 2, and he also gives us some more hint medals. Not that it matters, of course, we're not really going to keep track, and we're not going to get all of them, but we are going to pick them up every time we see them in the Pokemon Center, just because, why the hell not? And as I said, Bianca's not done yet. She decides to also upgrade our Pokédex. This is one of the most amazing upgrades that has ever been implemented to a Pokédex ever in any game. The habitat list gives you the ability to go through every single location in the game, as long as you visited it, of course, and it'll tell you all the Pokemon that you've seen. Like, if you need to see like what Pokemon are in each specific area and you don't have internet access, or for, like, you know, something like that where you can't get to Serebii or something, you can use your Pokédex now to open it. Like, you can open it up and be like, okay, well, I want to know what Pokemon are on said route. Okay, well, you find it in the habitat list, and it'll tell you all the Pokemon I think that you've seen. If you haven't seen it, I don't think it'll show up there, so you have to kind of make sure that you keep searching around to make sure that you find every Pokemon. This is something that they wanted to have people do when they got Black and White 2. They wanted to put in a whole bunch of new Pokemon into each different area, so that way people would have to sit there for a good few minutes to try and find every single Pokemon in the area. That's what the habitat list kind of encourages you to do, especially since this game also implemented the shiny charm, which requires you to complete the entire Pokédex, which means you also have to see every Pokemon in every area. And the thing is, you don't have to see them in the actual area itself. I think you just have to have seen the Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure, I could be wrong, but they did want to encourage people to run around in each area trying to find out what kind of Pokemon they could find, and, you know, they wanted you to spend more time doing things rather than just blowing through the story in 5 minutes and just finishing the game and letting it just sit there and rot. Not that that was the thing up until X and Y got announced, and then everyone was like, well, I guess we need to start getting all our cool shinies and everything so we can transfer them up, because everyone just assumed, hey, let's transfer everything up because the game will have that the second it's released, and that was not the case. So, I mean, whatever, I don't know. Either way, it's cool that they did things the way that they did in this game, because, I mean, it made you think a little bit more about the Pokemon you chose to use, the team that you wanted to play with, just like all kinds of stuff. There was also the fact that they updated gym leaders, added new ones, things like that. So, I mean, it's pretty cool that they did a lot of the things that they did in this game, and we haven't even chipped that iceberg yet. There's a lot of stuff in this game that they've implemented that move Pokemon quite a few steps forward in terms of things that, I guess in a way you can call it content. It moved it quite forward when it comes to content inside the games themselves. Anyways, since we're basically out of time, what we're going to be doing in the next episode is continuing through this route and hopefully making our way to the next city, which I'm almost positive we're going to. This route's not very long, at least this portion of the route. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and hopefully we'll be able to get started on the gym in the next episode as well. Though there's a lot that we have to explore and all that other happy crap as well. So I mean, lots of stuff to do. So if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out.